All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, 358 cop stories, adding here one or two here and there as my memory hits me again. And after that, we're continuing on with questions and answers. We're up to like 168 or something, 69, added to that 358. So you want to ask me a question, I'll answer you directly, and then I'll do it on tape, which is I'm doing now. So if you want to ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. The question was ongoing, do I have any funny animal stories or interesting animal stories? Then that should be funny. Here's one. I'm now a top step detective working narcotics in Watts, okay, in South Los Angeles. And we do search warrants every day. And just to give you an overview of how this is done, because I've said this before in other videos, but again, you might not have seen those. This is on the top step, and there's like 14 guys in front of me to do a search warrant. We're all online. We get out of our cars and running to the front door. By mandate, I have to be in the back of the line. Now, when I was a young detective, I was the first one through the door with a shotgun. Talk about an e-coupon ride. Woo! That's pretty much the most dangerous thing we can do in police work, is the first guy through the door on a search warrant. Shotgun in your hand, don't know what's behind that door. Okay, so now I'm done this. I've got like 27 years on now. I'm the top guy, so I've got a lot of people in front of me doing this. And you get all the bands, you get in line quickly, and you run and hit the first two guys hit the door, break it open, everybody else runs through, run through the house, guys are in back, all this stuff, and everybody's detained, you're done. Okay, well, here's what happened. Animal story. I had a house that was in a back lot. In front of it was rose bushes and some plants and a sidewalk that kind of ran at a little angle towards the front door. So we're going to do the search warrant. So we come up on what I call the blind side, the side where they can't see approaching. We park on the curb, and everybody jumps out, and we basically, while we're moving, we've done this many, many times. We did over 420 search warrants in 2 years. Immediately, as we're coming out of the cars, we're getting in line, and we're like merging in line, and here we go. It's not like we stand around, because time is valuable here. And in the back, we already have guys running up the back to cover the back. Somebody runs. So here we come, 14 of us around the corner. Well, as we're running, we get to the door. We're strung out a little bit, and I hear guys yelling, "Please!" And of course, they never open the door. And of course, I hear boom down, and I'm looking. Down goes the door. The reason why I'm in the back is because if there's a shooting, I have to direct traffic. I have to make sure everybody's okay. I have to make sure that we have to have a perimeter. I have to make sure that that if there's somebody down, somebody has to go up and get them. Somebody has to be in charge. And if I'm in front and get shot, there's nobody in charge. Okay, and my assistant is up in front with a shotgun, so he's pretty much, if he gets shot, I got to run it, that's what I do. Okay, so anyway, so as they're hitting the door at the same time, everybody's running. Well, all I smell now is pepper spray. I mean, like crazy. And I hear barking dogs, and I look over, and there's two pit bulls chained on each side of the fence, chained each side of the sidewalk near the front door. They had pit bulls as lookouts. Well, I never heard the dogs barking, so apparently they weren't very good lookouts, because we came around that corner and we were at the door before they even started barking. So that's not going to work. So anyway, so all you got this pepper spray's like, oh my God, we're wearing all kinds of tactical gear, bulletproof vests and helmets, and you're breathing in this thing, and your eyes are watering, and we're all in the house. It's like 5 or 6 suspects. They're all on the ground, a couple in their underwear. Everybody's handcuffed, going through the house. We're checking cabinets, because, had my guys, I taught the new guys to check every place. And I told them, under the sinks, please. And they look at me kind of funny. Then I'd say, Charles Manson? They look at me, found under a sink. They look at me, uh-oh. I mean, if you can get a person in there, if you can get an area about this big, maybe 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, a small man can fit in there if he's really determined, okay? We've got guys in overheads of closets. Be surprised where people can hide if they really put their mind to it, okay? You can pretty much double up, and, they don't have bellies hanging out. It gets in the way. They actually can go and do that sort of thing. So they're doing all that. So meanwhile, everybody's spitting pepper spray. I mean, it's like, coughing. So I look outside, and I see I have 2 lady officers working for me, and they're both with the pit bulls, and they're giving them water, and there's feed, dog food. They're bringing them out dog food, and the dogs, their tails are wagging, and some guys go, "Oh, we get near pit bulls." I'm thinking, wait a minute, guys, I work Vice. I went to Humane Society classes talking about dog fighting and pit bulls and all that, and I said, they're not usually going to go after humans. If they're going to bite anything, it's going to want to bite a dog. And you also can look at the dog's mannerisms, so to speak, to see what he's up to. I mean, like I said before, if the dog's tail's wagging, he ain't going to be biting it. Okay, so they're over there, feeding them, giving them water, washing their face because they have pepper spray on them, and that's what I figured they had pepper spray. Okay, fine. So bring the bodies out. We had to call animal control. They came out, and these poor pit bulls, they were, rib bones exposed, pretty emaciated, And they were happy now, man. They're getting food. They're eating. Probably should have given that food that much, but it didn't really matter. We're trying to help them. So they're eating. They're drinking water. They're happy. About an hour and a half goes by. We had to wait till the animal control got there. It takes a while. They get there. And, of course, they're scared to death. You know, oh, pit bulls, oh. And so my lady officers say, where do you want the dog? Oh, one in my truck. Okay. They untie the dog, and they walk the dog to and the handlers are all freaked out. You know, they don't know what to do. Okay. So we put him in the back of the truck. Thank you, officer. Okay, no problem. So we finish up, we go back to the station, and we always briefed, obviously, before a search warrant. Everybody gets their assignments. And then we always debriefed afterwards to talk about the warrant service, to see if anybody can improve anything, see what might have gone wrong, or something like that. Okay, so I just picked up a brand new assistant supervisor. He was one of my subordinates. Really nice guy. So he's only been there like a month. And he's new to this, okay? And he was really in awe about all the warrants we did. So we got, 18 of us sitting around, and we're going to debrief this thing, then we're going to go ahead and book the suspects and start doing our paperwork. And so he, I said, anybody got anything? And we're talking this and that. Okay, fine. Everything went really good. I said, really good, because in my eyes, if no officers are hurt, primarily, secondary, just as important, no citizens are hurt unnecessarily, meaning citizens, not criminals. And then third, we didn't blow anybody away. Okay, that's our concern, because we're not there to kill people. We're there to serve search warrants. It's narcotics. We're not chasing, the Kennedy assassin here. We're just doing narcotics. No reason to kill anybody over that stuff. So I'm happy. So then my partner said, I got something. Whoa, a new guy. They know he's a supervisor, so they're going to listen. He goes, okay, guys. He says, I know dogs don't talk. And I'm going, what is he doing? What is he getting to? He goes, but here's the thing. These dogs haven't had water. These dogs haven't had food. Who knows how long? We can see their ribs. Okay, they're sitting there in the sun, miserable life. They look up and they see 14 of LA's finest coming around the corner with shotguns and running up the sidewalk. Now they're thinking, all right, I'm saved. Water, food, this is great. Ah! Okay. Got shot with tear gas with pepper spray. And now they're sitting there, can't even breathe. And where everybody starts laughing, he goes, come on. He says, look at the dog's perspective here, And then so then he goes, and a couple of guys go, well, we gave him food and water. Yeah, but they were, and then so he goes, we shouldn't be pepper spraying them. Okay, so then they want to look at me for the man of decision here. What are we going to do? I said, okay, look. Good point. I said, and only a good point in this sense. A, by doing the pepper spray, you pepper sprayed us. I don't really care who did it. It doesn't really matter who did the pepper spray. It's not a big deal. Somebody, Two, they were tied to the stakes. So were they a threat? Three, everybody here own dogs? Everybody here doesn't own a dog. Have you ever owned a dog? Another hand's what everybody had a dog. I said, you kind of know if dogs are aggressive. Okay? You kind of would know that. Now, 4, okay, if the dog comes at you, just blow him away, okay? But these dogs were pretty friendly. They didn't even bark when we came down the damn sidewalk. And somebody said, well, they probably didn't bark because they were probably so emaciated they couldn't utter a bark, probably. And so I said, well, this is what we're going to do. I said, looking at me, because remember, I got these guys have 3 years on, 4 years on, maybe 6 years on, very young officers, all of them. None of them been in the service. It's a whole generation now. My generation went through the Vietnam. This generation is not too many, not every Iraqi people at the time. So pretty much civilians never had this kind of exposure. I said, what was going to do? Because I've done this before. I said, we're going to take the third guy on in the line. It's going to carry a fire extinguisher, and so is the fourth guy. And if we see a dog, we spray it with a fire extinguisher. If there's no dogs and you feel it's wearing you down, just drop the can on the side of the path and keep on running. We don't want anybody to be carrying something whenever there's a shootout, but we should try that. Okay, fine. Just try it. Okay, now we'll designate, my supervisor here will designate who's the fire extinguisher guys. We'll try this, see what happens. Okay. I wasn't quite sure. I had heard at the time that they'd been used before we had supervisor meetings, the guys were talking about that because some officers were getting bit, and believe me, if you shoot at a dog, our department gets wigged out over this. Whenever you fire your gun on duty, their heads explode. Well, the dog's attacking us, so they have a full investigation. Why'd you shoot? Where'd the bullet go? How many bullets? That bullet could have killed a citizen. I mean, just like, oh my gosh, it's a dog. But anyway, I love dogs, I like dogs, but sometimes, if they're going to come at you, He's made that decision that he doesn't want to live anymore. Okay, so fine. So, I don't know, 6 warrants later, we hit a house, and sure enough, there's a dog. And it's a pretty good sized one. It's a German Shepherd, kind of a mix. He's in a dog house over here on the side. Well, as we come around the front yard, here he comes, okay? And so that officer, third officer with the fire extinguisher, all I saw was him lean over and fire it, okay? You know, and I was busy watching my guy, so that's his responsibility. I've got everybody else to think about, not the dog. And I figure, well, I'm thinking, like we briefed the guy ahead of time. Third guy, shoot him with the fire extinguisher. Fourth guy, if he doesn't stop, shoot him. Okay? Like Jurassic Park, right? Shoot him! Okay, in the beginning of that one. Okay, so everybody had remember, we have these briefings for a reason. Everybody has their job to do. Take care of each other, okay. So I saw the foam take off, I heard the sound of it, and then that was it. I didn't hear anything else. Of course, everybody's still running. And I see the can on the ground as we go by, and here we go. You know, everything happens within about, from coming around the corner till actually in the house, putting people down, maybe 3 minutes. It's fast. It's really fast, okay? So I'm in there and people are going down. I'm supervising everything, watching everything. Here my supervisor, I had 2 now. We're okay over here. We're okay over here. Okay, everybody in custody, okay, check the house real quick. Everybody's rechecking the house. I walk out to the porch and I look and I don't see the dog. And I go, wait, where's the dog? The guy with the extinguisher, I'm gonna go get my fire extinguisher. He goes, look in the doghouse. Here's this poor little dog. Little, he probably weighs about 70 pounds. Okay, he's in the farthest back. I think if he had been made out of wood, he would be the back plywood on that doghouse. He was all the way in the back of the doghouse, in the back like this. And all you can see is his nose, all the chemical, whatever that powder is, all over his nose. It scared the crap out of him. Okay, he didn't know what to do. Okay, and so then it was pretty funny. So then, we did not want to approach that dog because he was pretty aggressive. So normally we would have other warrants. We did fire extinguishers. They weren't as aggressive, but they were coming at us. We couldn't figure it out which. So we, in lieu of shooting him or getting bit, they hit him with the fire extinguisher. Those dogs were just laying there whimpering. So then when it was over, the ladies went over, some guys went over with hoses, and they just washed their face, and the dog was fine. But this dog was pretty aggressive. We just left him there. Usually I would have tried to clean his face. I said, he said, sure. But sorry, should we clean him? No. He said, this is too aggressive. We'll have to shoot him. Just leave him alone. It'll go away. Because I guess it's cold. Cold chemical or something. But it freaked him out. So that was our standard procedure from now on. Every warrant we did, we took a fire extinguisher with us. We only did it, since that happened, out of 100 warrants, maybe 4 or 5 times. It wasn't that many. Because most of the time, the dogs see us coming, and they so many people coming, they run. I used to read meters for the electric company, and I'm by myself, and I used to get attacked by these little, 12-pound, 8-pound dogs that snip at my ankles because I'm by myself. But you got, 14 guys coming around with helmets on, and I think even the smart dog, I'm just going to sit in my little doghouse and just wait for this to pass. Anyway, so that was pretty cute, and we took care of that problem. But him saying that here I am saved by the police, and then he gets pepper spray was pretty funny at the time. But he made his point. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.